My name is Mallory McQuistan. I'm a recruiter. I work steel construction, and I've been with GPAC since January of 2022. I worked at 3M for about 2 years as a quality control technician, and then I knew a couple people that worked at GPAC, and they kind of introduced it to me, talked about it a few different times, kind of threw the idea around, and then ultimately I got to speak with Anthony Cordova, who is now my coach, and he talked to me for, probably about an hour on the phone, and at the end of it he said, whenever you're ready to start, let me know. And a few weeks later I gave him a call back and said, I'm ready, let's do this, and been here ever since. I think there's a lot that's thrown to you at first, but just like the culture and the way that the people are was what really drew me and what made me ultimately stay here and want to continue to stay here. You learn a lot and they're always here to help you, and no matter like who you have or what questions you have, you can ask anyone. You can ask senior recruiters, you can ask leadership, you can ask fellow recruiters as well. There's just a lot of helpful people here, and I think it makes it a good place to work. Yeah, a typical day for me, I log on. I usually try to check all my emails just because you get a lot of applicants, emails from HAs, candidates, things of that nature. Try to kind of check through that. Then I check all my posting applicants, things of that nature. Then I move on to my marketing plan for the day, go through my call list, go through all the touches I need to do for that. And usually go grab some lunch, do my workout, then I come back, and then in the afternoon I basically focus on recruiting for most of the afternoon, whether it's my own job order or someone else's job order. And usually I try to work on a couple at a time just because I work with the industry that I work. There isn't a huge abundance of people, so you can kind of work on a few different job orders at once with different territories. And then I kind of wrap up my day planning for the next day, knowing which exact things I'm going to work on the next day, put up some more postings and check my emails one last time, and that's about it. I didn't have my first deal until about 4 months in, so it was quite a while for me. I think same with a signed company, it was a little while before I got to that too. So it's just a lot of calls, a lot of really like trial and error, and there was definitely times where you want to throw in the towel, but I always say Anthony talked me off a ledge few too many times probably. But once you really get past that and you finally get a taste of it, it just becomes addicting and you just want to keep going and going. And there is a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but the best thing I guess in that time frame, and even now still that I've been here over a year, is just don't get too high when it's high and don't get too low when it's low, and just try to keep an even head. I think just like the determination and like doing what's right when no one is watching like really plays into athletics, and just that determined mindset is like you have to do the right things every single day, even when you don't think your coach is watching or your supervisor. It really just kind of prepares you. If you've done that your whole life, you're always doing the correct thing. You're going through the hard times, like the weightlifting and all those things kind of plays into the calls and the emails and things of that nature, is like doing the hard things and then seeing the reward is basically everything that athletics is. And that is exactly how this job is. You do a lot of the calls and the emails and the front end work equivalent to lifting weights or training and things of that nature than to play the game where you get deals. I think the thing that keeps me going every day is just probably number one, my family, and just my competitive mindset, kind of keeping with what I've done sports my entire life, being able to kind of stick with that, as well as just provide for my family. This job has provided me a lot of opportunities that I never really thought were out there. So just sticking to that, knowing how good I truly have it. I used to work swing shifts when I worked at 3M before this. So this job has really changed my life. Like I don't work weekends anymore. I don't work holidays. I don't work overnights. So that I guess is always kind of my why. I go back to that, like, hey, it could be so much worse. And that just makes me, if I had a bad day, really like let it go and focus in again. I think to kind of be at the top, you gotta like surround yourself with people at the top. That's what I did, is really latch onto those top recruiters and help them and see what they're doing to be successful, and kind of mimic that on your own desk along with the training. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just really do what they say works, because it does work. This company wouldn't be around and still doing what it's doing if their training platforms and things of that nature didn't work. They do work, and really just to be a part of Alpha Pac, I think you have to continue to trust what they're doing day in and day out, and continue to just build like you can. My experience on the trip was great. It was more than I ever imagined, getting to actually meet everyone. I'm fully remote, and there's not really anyone that I'm around day in and day out that I get to see who works at GPAC other than through a screen. So getting to see a lot of the other top billers and a lot of the leadership, the coaches, it was just really nice to be able to put like a face to a name, as well as just kind of work with some people too, like, hey, what are you doing? What works for you? As well as just have a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. It went quick, but it was a lot of fun to just hang out with people. We had the galas, we had the pool time, you had excursions if you wanted, like all those things. I just, when they said, hey, you get to go on this trip, I didn't really know what to expect, but I can't wait to keep going. The most rewarding part about working here is truly being able to bring your work wherever, but also being able to separate it at the same time. So like I can work from my phone, so I can be with my family on the couch at night and work for a few minutes, but also separate that as soon as my son needs something or anything like that. Is I think the flexibility that this job brings while being able to make money for your family within a second to turn back to your phone. Not many jobs have that opportunity. Or even being able to pack up my laptop with my family and go back to see my parents for the weekend. I can leave in the middle of the week and it's not a big deal because I can do everything from my computer, from my phone. So a lot of that flexibility, I think, is even more than the money to me. The money is great, but just the flexibility, again, working the shift work that I used to work, this schedule has been the biggest thing in the flexibility for me, and just the culture here at GPAC is amazing. The biggest tip I can have is that having an office, having a true space, so it still is like you have a place to go to work and it's not mixed in with your kids, it's not mixed in with your family, like you just have a separate, you can separate it just for yourself. And also being okay with not answering a call every once in a while, or knowing when you need a break and just put your phone down, close your laptop. My coach is a super big proponent of that. If you have a rough day, if you have something that's going on, just close your laptop, close like your phone, or shut your phone off, go for a run, or go see a friend, or go shopping, or do whatever you need to do to kind of reset, be gone for an hour or two, but come back and be focused and kind of jump back into things. Just being able to kind of break those things up when you need it. That's the awesome flexibility that we have of being able to work from home. You're not stuck in an office and, hey, you have to be here till 5.